Hello and welcome to the seventh episode of For the Record. I am your host Aditya Lokande, and today with us we have the wonderful and talented Paridhi, also known as PB. PB is a singer-songwriter based in UK, and she recently released her debut EP called Head Plus Heart. So PB, what's up? How have you been?
Hi, thank you for having me.
What's up? How have you been?
I've been good. I've been in the UK now doing my master's degree, so I'm trying to shuffle everything together.
Okay.
Um, so obviously at the moment, as soon as the EP came out, I've now
Hmm.
been trying my best to concentrate on the master's degree
Okay.
because yeah, the workload's quite heavy.
Hmm.
And yeah, most of my time basically just goes in assignments and lectures. So that's pretty much my life right now.
All right. So, what are you studying?
I'm doing a master's in research, so in sustainable research, so sustainability. Um, Basically, I wanted to explore people's mindset or psychology behind their perceptions of climate change and,
Oh.
yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, great. That sounds interesting. I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, it's a very niche topic at the moment. It's a very niche area of studying. So yeah, which is why it's kind of a bit of a rare course. I'm really happy to be doing it.
That's nice. And also, like since it is a research-oriented course, I'm
Yes,
sure
yes.
there must be a lot of work uh,
Yeah.
from the university. So it must be crazy to, balance out stuff.
It is very easy at the moment, yes.
Yeah, I'll definitely come to the balancing aspect of it, but firstly, I want to uh, understand your beginnings. How did you start with music, and how
Right.
has it been? And because I think uh, your first single came in May, right?
Yeah.
Like this May,
Yeah, that's me.
and you hadn't released anything before that.
No.
Okay, so how did music happen?
So before I was always, a very, very passionate, avid listener of music. Like I just used to listen to music every day. I could not go a single day without listening to music, like commuting, walking to somewhere, sitting in the car, going somewhere. I could have not gone without listening to music while I was going somewhere or studying, doing math. It was more like almost like a way of life. Um, and I never really thought of myself to be someone who could sing themselves or someone who could make their own music. So I was always into, looking for very small scale, like indie artists and sort of documenting that as well. So I used to make like a lot of playlists, and I also started a music blog in the summer of 2018, where I used to like interview these artists from all over the world, whoever I could find, whoever was, reciprocative. So that went on for quite a while. And the blog went off and on, like, but I always kept listening to music. Like it was my constant, like looking for, new songs every week on Spotify and things like that. That was totally my thing. And then I don't know, suddenly when you are listening to music, you also end up, humming the songs or like trying to sing the songs loud in the shower or like, in general. And I don't know, I started really, really getting interested in trying to make covers. So I somehow taught myself how to play guitar and just the very basic chords of guitar. And then I started slowly, after my 10th grade ended, I attempted at making a failed YouTube channel. And I used to make, tiny acoustic covers on it. I was quite, religious about it, very diligent about it. But then obviously Instagram started picking up. So I switched from making covers on YouTube to making covers on Instagram. And that's when I got a lot of engagement on my page. A lot of my friends and a lot of strangers as well, whoever saw my stuff on Instagram, were really, supportive, were really encouraging about everything. So yeah, I made Instagram covers for quite a while. I started networking with, artists around the world. Um, and I wrote Old Me, which is my debut song that came out in May. I wrote that in 2019. So that was my first song that I ever wrote from start to finish. And I was actually proud of the lyrics for once. And I never thought of anything about it. It was just lying in my voice notes for the longest time. And 2020, that when that happened, I was in India at that point because the lockdown was getting really bad, and my parents decided that it would be best for me to fly back home and isolate there instead of being all by myself in the UK. So yeah, it was a very lonely time for me because I had none of my friends around me, and the only people I could interact with was my parents. And I also had a lot of university work still pending. I had to write my whole thesis and I had a lot of assignments due. So I was trying to work through that. It was basically a very stressful time for me. So I talked to this one university friend back and forth a lot, who's also a musician, and he and I sort of, because of lockdown, we started whatever talking again. And I don't know, he and I started exchanging music, and I started becoming inspired about music again. Um, so I think with that point in time, I ended up really getting back into the music game alongside, just trying to kill time apart from just doing my assignments. So I sort of tried to bring back my blog. And I interviewed, I don't know if you've heard of Rudy Mukta.
No, I'll have to.
So Rudy Mukta is this really talented young teen who made her entire EP with nothing but GarageBand and a pair of these earphones. And I was very, very inspired by her. And she had just released her debut single, and I had interviewed her about it for my blog. And the way she just spoke about how there are no boundaries in terms of, making music. You can make music using anything. That really inspired me, and I was like, maybe I could give this, a spin. Maybe what if I give it a shot and sort of try experimenting on GarageBand? And I did that. I quite liked what I came up with, the loop that I created for old me, and then I just sort of like laid the lyrics down, because at that point that was the only one set of lyrics that I had. I hadn't really written anything apart from that. And yeah, and then I worked on it for a week, and 2 days after my final exam, I released the song.
That is quite something. Uh, because your EP, it has a very bedroom pop vibe, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah.
So when did you make the EP after your first debut
So
track?
I made Old Me first,
Huh.
which was in May.
Hmm.
And then the day Old Me released, I started working on my second song, which was Only Human,
Hmm.
which I released in June. Because I kind of wanted to just keep going with the
Yeah.
rhythm, and I had a lot of free time on my hands. And yeah, because I was done with my degree by May, and I had all of this free time. So I said, okay, if Old Me was appreciated by many, I could probably keep going. And that's when I made Only Human. And after Only Human, I took a tiny break because I think I was deciding whether I should fly back to the UK at that point or not. But I did fly back to the UK in July, and obviously I had to isolate for 14 days again. So that's when I made Call You Anyway, which was my third single, but is also on the EP. And yeah, that was purely because my housemate disconnected the Wi-Fi, and I had no Wi-Fi for a whole week and a half.
Yeah, I did
And
see the IGTV thing you
yeah,
made. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So for a week and a half, I had no Wi-Fi. So to kill time, I made Call You Anyway,
hmm, hmm,
and I quite liked where it was going.
hmm.
So um, again, I had the whole of July, the whole of August, the whole of September before my master's degree started. So, and again, because not a lot of people could interact with each other because of the lockdown, even in the UK, it was still rather lonely. So I just used all of that time to channel and make like a big project. And I was making quite a few songs, some that did make the cut, some that didn't make the cut. And I was also contemplating if I should release all the songs as an EP or should I release them as singles. But then I had a conversation with
Yeah,
Kashni Nair, and she actually convinced me to actually release a body of work, and she sent me this one video that beyond a Beyonce interview, and that's when Beyonce started saying that, oh, people don't make albums anymore, and the whole she just basically was very persuasive. So then I started envisioning the EP, and I came up with the name Head Plus Heart. And then I started whatever, arranging the track list and seeing what goes, what doesn't go. And yeah, then I slowly started making song by song, and then I decided the 5 songs that will actually go to the EP. So I made the EP from July to the whole of August, and then I think by September it was ready.
great. Because I asked you that because your first single,
Hmm.
it fits with the vibe of the EP for some reason.
Old Me fits with the vibe of the EP, yeah.
So that is why I asked you, was it like a continuous process or?
Yeah, I guess my mindset in that whole summer was very similar. Like the themes that I was addressing or the thoughts that were going on in my mind, um, or whatever I was getting inspired by at that point, everything was very similar. Um, and but I wanted to sort of give Old Me that individuality because it was my debut song. It was a very personal song in terms of lyrics as well, and I it was also like a big break. So it's like if I release the song in May, if I'm releasing the EP in October, not include Old Me in the EP.
Oh, that's nice. And
Yeah.
yeah, about the EP. So you made it on GarageBand, right?
So I switched to Logic after Only Humans. I made Only Human on
Okay.
GarageBand.
Okay,
And then
okay.
after that, I switched to Logic and made the other 4 songs of the EP on Logic. But yeah, I was basically just sat on my bed the whole time I made
Okay.
the songs. I didn't even sit on a desk. It was just me sitting on my bed,
Mm-hmm.
recording all my vocals, doing all the work
Mm-hmm.
for the EP. So yeah,
Yeah, so because I'm a Logic user,
right.
I know the stock sounds Logic has. They are like wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
any it's good for a start. The sounds in Logic. So, did you have any experience in production before, or like everything was new for you?
Everything was new for me
Wow.
because I never ever in a million years imagined that I would be making my own music. And my production knowledge even now at the moment is close to zero. I just sort of go for anything that sounds good to me. Obviously what sounds good to whom completely differs from person to person, but I think I was just aiming for the sound that sort of just makes sense. And in my opinion, it may or may not have to mean that I have production knowledge. So if it sounds good, if it's blending in, I'm good. Um, I was not really worried about how produced it sounds or how I don't know professional it sounds. Um, I was not really going for that professional vibe anyway because I am not a professional. So why would I aim for a vibe that is professional? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to keep it as raw and original as possible. So I would not really say that my tracks are produced.
But so I think this is a very honest approach on from your side because you know going with what fits the vibe. I think it comes from an honest place. And also like when you're talking about professionalism, I personally thought your EP was pretty professional considering its aesthetics and
Oh, thank
the
you.
vibe. Yeah, 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 totally. Because I think I came across an article where I read that you recorded all your you recorded the vocals on your earphone mic.
Yeah, I'm speaking with my microphone right now. It's literally what I use to record my vocals.
Yeah, so I was pretty surprised by the fact that it's a very unconventional approach considering most people like most artists will at least go for some sort of a microphone or something, but you like completely ditched that and you like went with your own uh, method to actually bring this body of
Yeah, I was
work to
actually
life.
again inspired by Rudy
Yeah.
when I interviewed Rudy Mukta. She
Hmm.
herself was using a very, in fact, it was a very old pair of earphones. She had actually like tape around it,
Oh.
and that inspired me to the next level. And
Hmm,
I
hmm,
said
hmm.
that, you know what, if Rudy has shown me that it's possible, it's possible. So that's why I think I wanted to go for that vibe as well, because I think it's minimalist and it's also really, really cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And also, throughout the EP, there are like beautiful harmonies you've recorded. And
Thank you.
so a friend of mine, Ayush, he suggested me like your profile. Like he's like, you could like ask her for the podcast. And I'm like, okay, I'll just check out her music. And this was something different for me from a sonical aesthetic perspective. So yeah, it was crazy what
Thank you
you've
so
done.
much.
Now, since you are saying that you're not a professional, but it has come out really well. So you did the mixing and mastering as well for this?
I've worked on that whole EP all by myself. I've had no external help. I wrote the songs, produced the songs, mixed them, mastered them, made the art, everything by myself. And yeah, so I did have a lot of help in terms of just a lot of friends that I just sent the samples to and asked them, does this sound good? And I had a lot of feedback from my friends that said, okay, the drums could be softer, the vocals could be louder, you could remove this harmony, you could add this harmony. So I did have a lot of constructive criticism because of my thanks to my friends. But apart from that, I think all that said and done, yeah, it was basically all me from start to finish.
Wow, that honestly says a lot, and it's really commendable because again, there are a lot of artists who put limitations, and like this is pretty like you are literally working with what you have, and you're producing something that is uh, like really professional that way. So hats off.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, coming to like live performances. Have you ever performed? Do you have any experience in performing as such?
I have no performance experience. I did do like a few open mics before, but obviously they just used to be covers. And but I've never really like performed at proper like gigs. Uh, I've been to gigs to see other people perform, but again, it never clicked in my head that I could be someone standing on that stage and people would come to listen to me sing. That's something that I still don't really feel like I will be able to do. Like the thought of that really scares me. But it would be pretty cool to perform my songs live now that I do have songs to perform.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just because of the pandemic, a lot of venues are like closed down there, and they've started opening now. Uh, but that's the scene in India. Was the scene in UK?
In the UK, mainly at the moment, a lot of public places are only open for a very limited time, and you're only allowed to enter the venue with a maximum group of six,
Okay,
provided that you are from the same household.
okay.
And they're very, very particular about it. So they ask you to like register or scan a barcode every time you enter a place so they can like trace you if anyone who has entered the pub on the same day as you is reported or tested positive. So they're very, very particular about that. But at the same time, I don't really see how they can control it. So I have no idea about that. But when as it comes to gigs and things, no gigs are happening at the moment. I think at the moment only restaurants and pubs are open.
Once this pandemic like tones down to some degree, you'll definitely get a chance to, perform. Uh, and
Hopefully.
yeah, uh, so about the songwriting process, uh,
Yeah.
how do you go about it? Do you have lyrics written first, or like what's your process?
Um, Songwriting doesn't take me longer than writing a song takes me from anywhere from 5 minutes to maximum an hour.
Okay, that's pretty quick.
Um, yeah, I don't know why or how that happens. It's just that in my head, if there's I don't really think about what I'm writing about first. I think I write it and then I make sense of it later. Um, and once I've made sense of it, and if I feel like there's any lyric that's not matching with the vibe of it or the story of it, I'll then probably make an edit to it. Or like say while I'm even recording it, and I feel like, okay, maybe this could be changed. Or if I'm naturally singing something else while I'm recording it and it sounds better than what I'd originally written, then I might just make that change. Otherwise, I think of say like a loop or an idea. It could be from the middle or it could be from the start. Um, so I think of that first and then I build around that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is interesting. And what have your influences been? Musicians, bands you really admire and who sort of contributed to uh, making the EP?
There's this playlist on Spotify called Lorem, Lorem, and it's got all of these really amazing indie artists on there. And it's a very dream pop alternative vibe of like it's got a very alternative vibe. And I don't know, for some reason I always make my songs from the perspective of wanting to be playlisted there, because I used to listen to it so much over the summer that um, I think my influences or whatever I'm making sort of sounded almost as if um, it is on that playlist. So I think, yeah, it's a weird thing to say, but I think that is where my head was at when I was making my stuff.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's just a different approach
I
to,
guess. Yeah.
yeah, going about like producing. Now you are in the UK, right?
Hmm.
So, and I'm sure there's a lot of work, uh,
Yeah.
research work. So how are you balancing that out right now? Like, are you making music currently? Are you focusing on that, or
Uh,
are you just focusing on one thing?
Actually, I am sort of trying to collect ideas for now for music. Momentarily, I am not really making new things, but I do have a lot of old projects that I want to revisit and finish. But yeah, at the moment, it's very stressful because I'm also in the process of applying for a PhD grant,
Wow.
and it's very, very busy at the moment. So I'm trying to focus more on my academic side rather than my musical side. But I am also sort of like keeping the networking going and sort of like speaking to a lot of people if they want to potentially collaborate, or like I'm sharing a few ideas with a few people who I think would really be able to do justice to the idea. Um, so I do have a few unfinished like ideas here and there.
So, how was the reception for your EP?
Um, it was not bad, but at the same time, the response that I got for Old Me and Only Human were way more, I think, engaging. Like a lot of people, I would say, really like responded to the songs. Because whereas I think when you release an EP, it's really overwhelming. It's like you're giving people four new songs out of the blue to just like listen to. And I think a lot of people do not want to go through the trouble of listening to a whole new EP, which is why which is why as I mentioned earlier, I was confused whether I should release them as singles or as an EP. But I'm kind of glad that I still stuck to the EP idea because they all the songs I think really go well together in terms of a theme.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think I did get a lot of good response. A lot of people messaged me by saying that they really liked what they heard, and yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. Uh, and so, as a musician, the fact that people are going to listen to your music and people, most people have an expectation of a certain kind of music coming out, right? So, does it come in between your art?
I at this point, I just understand that because I was a music listener for longer than I am a musician, I do understand that everyone has a different liking. Everyone likes different genres. I think that's why genres exist, and people do not necessarily like everything. So I guess as much as I think that I do fit the criteria of someone who likes to listen to chill, like alternative pop. Um, I do not think my music can make everyone happy. And I do not expect everyone to like my music. But even if I'm relating, even if I can make a few people relate to me and my songwriting, and even if I can make a few people like what I'm making, I think it's a win.
That is nice. I mean, because a lot of times, uh, people's expectations come in between your art, and I'm like, it's good to hear that you have this approach.
I think at the moment, I don't really even know what people are expecting of me. And the fact that if people are just telling me that they're liking what they're hearing, I'm just going to, go with it.
Nice. Uh, so what's in store for the future? What are your plans?
Things are very unexpected at the moment because obviously, as I said, that I'm applying for a PhD grant. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. And if that does happen, then obviously a PhD is heavy. But obviously, I also want to make time to keep making music. I think music is just something that I do for fun because I love it. I don't really have an aim of whatever making it big or like making music my profession, because I think I'm basically just going with the flow. I'm not really thinking of it as my main means of, like, I don't know, living. I am quite enjoying the balance between having an academic life and a musical life, because I could use both of them as an escape from the other thing. And I'm quite liking the way it's allowing me to, sort of manage my time better, sort of indulge myself in different activities. So I do think that I could be doing both the things side by side, probably for the rest of my life. And I kind of like the liberty of staying small scale. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I can give you a big fat I have no idea.
That's great. And uh, there are a lot of musicians, singer-songwriters, producers out there who are like doing their best to, make music, or they've probably written a few songs, but they're not putting it out, because that whole jump is new, putting your
Yeah.
music out, going through that process, and you are pretty new in the game, and with a body of work like an EP, what would be your suggestion to like upcoming musicians?
I would say it does take a little bit of crazy to, get out there. And I think I released Old Me without even thinking about the consequences. I never thought that, oh yeah, like my songs will be added to like a playlist, or Rolling Stone India is going to feature me. I never thought of I never thought of things like that before making a song itself. I just wanted to, let it off my chest. And I think sometimes you just need that, you know, feeling or thought if not really thinking about the consequences of what people are going to think. Sometimes you should just do it for yourself. Actually, you should always do it for yourself. I don't. I always do music because I love it. I honestly don't really think about, oh, will people like it? Will people not like it? Um, but yeah, I think if you are having a few songs just sitting in your laptop waiting to release, I think you should do it, because as I mentioned earlier, you cannot impress everybody. As far as you're impressing yourself, and as far as you're proud of what you have done, I'm pretty sure other people will take pride in your work too.
That is lovely, I would say. I'm sure the people who are listening to it might take something from it and definitely apply it to their art. All right, then. Thanks, Paridhi, for being on the
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much for
pleasure
having
hosting
me.
you.
It's really nice meeting you. Yeah.
I personally am a fan of the EP, so I really loved it. And I hope
Thank you.
you maintain the balance of academics and music, and
I hope
never
so
stop
too.
music.
Thank you very much. See ya.
So that was the episode with PB. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have some really interesting and amazing bands and artists lined up in the future episodes. To know more, you could follow us on Instagram and Facebook at For the Record India. We release an episode every week, so you could check out the other episodes on Spotify and YouTube as well. See you. Take care.